Good morning from beautiful Brisbane, Australia, and welcome to Healing from Complex PTSD. Self-validation or I need validation? Validation is on the tips of our tongues lately, and I have a client, a very special client, who we walked through a process in regards to validation in her work this week, and yes, she has no problem with me sharing this information with you because, like most of us in this community, we want to be able to help others ensure that they don't have to take as long as we have or to get the information that we have so that they can heal and recover and embrace life far more quickly than those of us further down the road have had to wait for information. So, my name's Linda and welcome. And today I want you to think about the last time that you felt that you needed validation or those words came to you and what those words mean to you or for you. So when they say, what do they mean to you? It's mean, what would they mean if the person concerned was able to give you that validation? And what do they mean for you is how would it sit inside you, or how would it sit inside you? What does it look like inside of you? It's getting curious about these questions that helps us begin to understand what we need and ask the questions too for ourselves from an adult perspective. So, because we're talking about employment, and this lady has been a beautiful client of mine for some time because she's determined to be well and pursue good health and a good life and achieve her dreams. Okay. So when we're looking at it from the perspective of what do I need? So I said to her, what do you need, or what did you need from your employer that would equal being validated by them? And they really had to think about, what does that mean and what do I need? What do I need to hear them say? And they were thinking about it, and I said, well, have you asked your employer or let your employer know that you need validation in your job somewhere? And they thought about it and they said, well, yeah, I have. You know, I've mentioned that that's what I need. I said, so let's imagine that your employer heard you, understood, and in their own way had begun to validate you. And that could mean that they're letting you know that you're doing a great job, or they see where you've used initiative. It could be anything, but let's imagine for a moment that you don't know how her validation style is, and you may have missed it. So as an adult, we're going to say, okay, maybe they have. And if they have and I've missed it, then what do I need to do as an adult to say, these are the words I need to hear, these are the things that I need to know that you've listened to me about, these are the areas where I need to be acknowledged. Okay, so what is it that you're missing in this transaction? So I'm literally asking her to reflect on it, and we pause and she gathers herself. And I said, because the reason why we're asking these questions as well is because when we're acting out of a survival response, or there is a response that's ongoing within us from the trauma we experienced as a child. Now remember, this can be at an unconscious level and we just haven't had time to think about it as well. We want to be able to say, this is definitely what I need. Now I know, because I know this other lady, that she is highly competent at her job, that she enjoys what she does when she's there, knows what to do, makes things happen, okay? That if there was something that needed validating as an adult, I knew she would have been able to tell me straight away. However, the more we sat with her, the more she was able to think these things through. She realised this was more of a trauma response because it only ever came up if she felt uneasy or she may have been triggered. So I said, okay, so now you're seeing that your need for validation was coming from the trauma response. Do you need it as an adult, as an employee, because she's actually up in management? Do you actually need validation from your boss? And they sat back and said, no, I don't. Now, this is why we do the work that we do, because the trauma responses from our childhood, driven by the brain at the unconscious level, are here now today, okay? And we need to work with people that understand this so that we're not being taken back into the past, because the trauma response is here now today. And this is the area that we need to work in to have effective change for those of us with complex trauma. I hope you get a chance to sit down and ask, do I need validation at work? And if so, what is it that I need? So what areas do I need acknowledgement in? What areas do I need to have respect in? What areas do I need to be listened to and I haven't been listened to? Now remember, this is about work. So it's not just about having an emotional response at work and needing another adult to respond to that emotional response. We're at work and we have to address it as work. And then if we're working hard on our emotional side, then we need to ask ourselves as an adult, do I really need my employer to, nurture my emotions, or do I need to go and be proactive and see a professional who can help me manage that side of things myself so that I can go to work and be professional? Now, believe me, that doesn't mean we don't fall apart at work at all. It means that we're now stepping into our adult side that says which part belongs where and what do I need at work versus what do I need to work through outside of work, okay? Always really good to ask questions. Okay, I hope that helps and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.